The little feathers Twirly trek in a breezy forest where leaves rustled and birds sang. There lived a tiny feather named Twirl. Twirl was soft and white, with a delicate tip that shimmered in the sunlight, and she loved floating above the trees, watching squirrels scamper and butterflies flutter below. But Twirl had a big dream. She wanted to twirl through the forest to find new friends and share her light dance. One sunny morning, a playful wind named Gusty swooped by and said, "Hello, Twirl. Why do you flutter so happily today?" Twirl spun and replied, "I want to twirl through the forest and make friends." Gusty puffed and said, "I'll carry you. Let's go." Twirl's tip sparkled as Gusty lifted her to a shady clearing where a little mouse named Scurry nibbled a seed, and Scurry squeaked, "Hi, feather. Why are you here?" Twirl twinkled, "I'm twirling to find friends. Want to come?" Scurry hid her whiskers, saying, "I'm shy in open spaces," but Twirl smiled, "Run in my swirl. You're safe," and Scurry scampered beside her. Gusty carried them to a sparkly stream where a tiny frog named Hoppy splashed on a rock, and Hoppy croaked, "Hello, Twirl. What's that floaty thing?" Twirl spun, "It's me. I'm finding friends. Join us." Hoppy blinked, saying, "I'm scared to hop far," but Twirl winked, "Bounce in my breeze. I'll guide you," and Hoppy hopped along. Next, Gusty blew them to a sunny meadow where a small ladybug named Dot crawled on a daisy, and Dot buzzed, "Hi, Twirl. Why are you twirling?" Twirl swayed, "I'm on a quest for friends. Come with us." Dot tilted her shell, saying, "I'm slow and small," but Twirl nodded, "Ride on my tip." "You're perfect," and Dot climbed aboard. Gusty whisked them to a grassy hill where a baby rabbit named Fluffy nibbled clover, and Fluffy said, "Hello, Twirl. What's that white feather?" Twirl flickered, "It's me. I'm making friends. Want to hop?" Fluffy hid her ears, saying, "I'm nervous in new places," but Twirl smiled, "Hop in my dance. We're a team," and Fluffy bounced beside Twirl, Scurry, Hoppy, and Dot. Twirl felt braver and said, "I want to twirl for everyone." Gusty whispered, "Spin high and shine." Twirl soared up, her soft whiteness weaving a dazzling dance across the forest, and Scurry, Hoppy, Dot, and Fluffy clapped, cheering, "Your twirl is beautiful." Children playing in the forest saw Twirl's dance and gasped, and a girl named Mia pointed, shouting, "Look, a feather with friends." The children asked, "Who's twirling?" And Twirl floated down, saying, "I'm Twirl. I'm dancing for friends. Want to see?" The children nodded, asking, "Can we run with you?" Twirl twinkled, "Yes. Chase my swirl." Mia and her friends ran, giggling as Scurry scurried, Hoppy hopped, Dot rode, and Fluffy bounced, and Mia said, "You're so brave, Twirl." Twirl's tip glowed as the sky turned pink with sunset, and Gusty said, "Twirl, it's time to rest." Twirl looked at the clearing, stream, meadow, hill, and forest, saying, "I twirled so far and made so many friends." Gusty hugged her softly, saying, "You're a tiny star." Twirl turned to her friends, asking, "Will you visit my dance?" And Scurry, Hoppy, Dot, and Fluffy nodded, cheering, "Yes." Mia waved, saying, "We'll find you, Twirl." Gusty guided Twirl back to her favorite tree branch, and her friends followed to say goodbye. Twirl settled gently, feeling proud, saying, "I danced through the forest." Scurry squeaked, "You made us brave?" Hoppy croaked, "And happy." Dot buzzed, "And fast." Fluffy hopped, "And safe." Twirl's heart felt full as she said, "You're all my swirl." That night, Twirl rested, dreaming of breezes, and the next day, Scurry, Hoppy, Dot, Fluffy, and the children visited, playing under her tree. The forest sparkled with laughter, and Twirl's white shine glowed, knowing her twirly track had made everyone smile.